There's a lot of people that have come in and made a lot of money in the dental space, and unfortunately, it ain't the dentists.
Yes. That's the biggest issue that we have, and the quality of care.
Hey everybody, it's Brandon Dawson with the Dawson Show. Welcome to another episode where we feature thought leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs who are doing remarkable things through and in their business. Today I'm joined with some very dear friends of mine. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Tell them who you guys are and what you do.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Jigar Gandhi, based out of Long Island, New York.
And I'm Carol Molina, his wife.
So here's the deal. These guys, I've been working with these guys for, I don't know, probably 2 years now.
About 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
And I love forward-thinking thought leaders that really want to go out and crush it. They've been through all the programs that we have here, Train on Cardone U, 360, Platform. They're in our SBU. It's one of these things where when you know that you want to win, you just don't know exactly how, and then you see it, you go all in. What I'd love for you guys to hear from them is what's been happening in their dental practice, what they've been able to create, and what we're going to create together with the hundreds of dentists that we work with every single day here at Cardone Ventures. And even though this is the Dawson Show, we're going to be talking about the impact that we create with business owners around the globe. Tell them what's been going on with your practices.
So we started at about 1.1 million when we bought the practice, and we hit close to $10 million. And it's a single location.
Single location, 1.1 million to $10 million. And how long did it take you guys to do that?
7 years.
Yep.
7 years. So think about it. How many of you that are dentists watching this show are like thinking, one day I'd like to have a $10 million dental business? And yet most of them I know have 10 locations doing $1 million each.
Correct. Yeah, and that was one of the things. We wanted to create one location where we can attract a lot of patients for the procedures we do. So we built a team where I'm the dentist there and she runs the practice. So I can concentrate on a lot of things that I love doing and she can run the show.
So this is another thing, because one of the things that we talk a lot about is the power partnership.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to have multiple people in the practice or in the business that have a vested interest in the success of the business. A lot of people struggle with it because they don't handle it right. And one of the things that we teach, and Elena Cardone teaches, is how to leverage into the partnership to get the best version of yourself for the business, so the business can be the best version of itself. Talk a little bit about what it's like working together as husband and wife and being able to compartmentalize the responsibilities for the business versus dragging your bullshit into the business.
Yeah.
I'm going to let her handle that one.
So it's not always easy, right? We do have the dynamic where husband and wife, and we have to put that aside and it be partner with partner. So it's been great. It hasn't always been easy. We've learned a lot from you. We've learned a lot from Elena, from Grant, Natalie. But as long as you can stay on purpose and be aligned, right, and know where you're going together, it's easy, right? It's not as difficult as it used to be, because at first, when we first started the business, it was a little hard. Not gonna lie.
But you know what's funny is as the business gets bigger, you realize you have bigger problems.
Exactly.
The little problems when you're $1 million, they're probably today in reflection are really small problems.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good because now we can really explore the friendship aspect of the relationship too, you know, and become really good friends. We're shoulder to shoulder, working together for the same purpose, for the same mission that we're trying to accomplish, you know, just help as many patients as we can. And we've been able to do that. So it's been good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a relief for me because I know the person that has my back.
Yeah.
And it's my wife. It's the greatest thing. So I can just do what I have to back there in the chairs and operatories, tell patients what they need done. And that makes my life easier with the sales. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why we can produce so much. And patients just keep coming in. And, you know, growing up, a lot of my friends will always tell me, can't work with your wife, can't do this, can't do that. Complete opposite through all the training programs we've been through with you guys. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about how you guys managed to take a $1 million single location and grow it to $10 million. How many docs do you have working in there?
Now we have 3 full-time associates.
Full time. And are you including your production in that?
So I'm the 4th.
You're the 4th.
Yeah,
So
4th.
there's 4 full-time
Correct.
docs in there working.
Yes.
How many hygienists?
We have 3. We just hired our 4th.
Okay, so
This month.
4 docs, 4 hygienists.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
making sure that the people
Correct.
watching this, because a lot of docs are like, oh, I only want 1 hygienist or
Yeah.
Right.
1 dental assistant. And I want to do everything myself, and they just trap themselves and they end up hating their life because we've managed over 190 dental practices. And the ones that get it and build a great business and a great life through it, the ones that seem not to get it, they just stay stuck. So when you think about that transformation, hiring your first associate, hiring your first hygienist, like getting everybody to work together, how complicated and hard was that for you guys?
So as a dental part of it, it was complicated because we didn't have the systems down. There's certain protocols I have of the way you do dentistry this way, it works every time. There's no issues at all. As soon as you gear it another way, like I want to try this, I want to do that, that's when you have the failures, the upsets with the patients, the reviews, and everything that come in. So that to get the dentist to do this exact way with the first associate, it took about 18 months.
Yeah, because a lot of them
Yeah.
want to just go either. This is a huge mistake every business owner makes, especially in the professional business sector, where they bring in an associate or an affiliate and or a partner, and everyone in the business wants to run it their own way. They want to do they want to practice their dental the way they want to do it. They want to do treatment protocol the way they want to do it, or they want to have the kind of protocol between the hygiene, how they hand patients off.
Right.
Between hygiene, dental assistant, dentist, and people want to restructure and reconfigure, and everybody wants their one-off way of doing it, and the entire business becomes a problem to manage.
Oh, absolutely. The first associate took me 18 months to get him to produce 100,000 in a month. Next associate took me 6 months. The other associate after that took me about 6 weeks, and then I got down to about 6 days.
Yeah, could you imagine how much of a struggle for many dentists and any practitioner that owns a business? And I've worked with otologists, ENTs, dentists, oral surgeons, allergists, physicians, plastic surgeons. Man, I worked with them all. And the hardest thing for them to do is get out of their own head that they're the only person can do what they do.
Yeah,
Get them out of that and then
Yeah.
realize that traps you.
it does.
Yes.
And you can't have a huge,
It's-
you can't call yourself a remarkable anything if you're small. Because then nobody appreciates that you're remarkable. If you're truly remarkable, by accident, your patients or your clients or your customers are referring people to you, so you have to get big in order to keep up with how remarkable you are. I always love it when I'm talking to somebody, they're like, oh no, I'm an authority, I'm the best. And they're small. You cannot be an authority, you cannot be the best. You can trick yourself into thinking you are as a justification for staying small. Oh, I want to make sure I never have anybody else do anything because I want it to be perfect. But really, that's just a justification to stay small because you are afraid to get big. And what was it like for you guys once you started realizing, hey, wait, we can create million-dollar, multi-million-dollar producers in the practice?
Well, first it was getting over yourself, getting over the micromanager that some of us have within us. I definitely have it. He for sure.
It's a
type
dentist
A,
protocol.
right?
It's
like,
a dentist protocol.
It
That's
is.
awesome.
In order to graduate dental school, right? Get your doctorate. And realize that you need people to get to certain places, right? You do, or we did that at one point. We didn't realize we would get this big, by the way. We thought we will be okay with a $3 million practice. But once we started to grow, it was like, well, this is fun. It became fun. Business was fun. And we started to delegate things to other staff, and then they started to delegate, and it was and that's how we kept growing, and putting the systems in place and codifying everything so that we can be duplicated is so important for any business owner across any industry, for sure. So it was it's been fun.
It's been fun. Yeah, it was the first few years where I struggled, just like because we didn't have the basis down. But now when you have the basis and this can be shared to other dentists, it's life changing. So what took us 7 years, you take it down to a year. That's incredible growth for anybody.
And when I had my dental practice, a management company, we had about 230 doctors that we were monitoring every day and their performance across 150 locations. And a lot of them were doing $600,000, $700,000 of treatment, and they felt like they were overworked. And then we had some doing $1.2 million, $1.4 million. Now, obviously, depending on the mix of what kind of patient treatments you're doing, your prices and values go up. But what we found is that the high producing doctors that are doing a little bit of cosmetic, a little bit of other things, they could do $1.8 million to $2.2 million by themselves, right?
Correct.
And the general guys could easily do $1 million, $1.1 million, $1.2 million, the top 20 or 30%. Once we started codifying that data and sending it back to everybody downstream, all of a sudden everyone's performance goes up because their belief goes up, and they don't want to be on the bottom of that list, being reported where they stand. So one of the things that we've decided after working together, and we brought the business stuff and the training for sales and the relational, how to come together and create dynamic relationships, and all that's been stuff you guys have worked diligently on, all the business stuff we've worked together on, and we've created a super valuable single location doing $10 million in revenue. Now, some dentists watching this will be, but what's your mix and what's this and what kind of treatments? It doesn't matter, because I know that I had a buddy who was doing $18 million in 10 locations. And he hired one of the top dental consulting companies to come in and say, how should I grow to 40 million? And they literally went and said, go from 10 locations doing 18 million and go to 20 locations doing 40 million. And I told him, I'm like, dude, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, you didn't need to hire anybody to tell you that.
Right.
How about you let me engineer your business using the same program that you guys use? And this is what drugged me into dental, because I wasn't in dental. This is in 2013. I wasn't in dental, but I had a bunch of friends that were. So I went in and did what we do when we platform businesses, and came back to him and said, hey, you could go from 10 locations doing 18 million to 13 locations doing 40. And 24 months later, we hit $42 million in 13 locations. It's all about strategy, right? Yeah. So when you think about you guys doing 10 million in a single location, and you think about the history of what I've seen with dentists, we came together, and this is newsflash, and we're like, why don't we take the best of what I train with the business stuff, take the best of what you guys do, you from the practice side, and you from developing the dentists, the associates, to become super producers, and why don't we build a program and roll it out for dentists, and go ahead and help as many dentists that want to have multi-million-dollar practices, and we have quite a few in our group already, that want to dominate and crush not only their micro market, but expand into the adjacent markets. Because if we can recruit doctors, show them how to become successful immediately, show them how to make the kind of money that they think they got to wait 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years to make, or own their own practice to try to make it. If we can find the top talent, show them how to succeed faster, and show how the rest of the team to support them across all functions, we'll crush it in dental. And you guys agree with that?
100%. And with the $10 million, our fees are not that high. Like, we laugh at our fees when we hear other offices what they charge. Like, we got to increase our fees. And the second thing was with Dr. T. He came to the office. He spent 2 days with me. I told him, just spend 2 days. I'll get you guys increased by $500,000 to $1 million in a year. His mind was blown. It just took him 4 surgeries. He just watched them. He's like, dude, I didn't know I could do this stuff. That was it. So
Isn't it incredible when all of a sudden somebody has this epiphany and it just adds so much value to their business? And Dr. T is a perfect example, because when he started working with us, he was basically had one associate who left, and he had opened up a second location, and he was going to a third. And I'm like, dude, don't do the third until 2 are perfect, right? Just wait. That associate in the second location left him. And he had never intentionally recruited and trained associates. So he was just trying to get whatever he can get. And he cycled through a couple docs that came in, and they're like, I'm working too hard. And he was frustrated. I'm like, dude, you got to learn to how you recruit, how you lay out the opportunity, how you communicate to those doctors about what their future opportunity is. All these things need to be choreographed, they need to be structured, and you need to be able to show people exactly how to do it, and then you need to develop your doctors. So you just met with him. He's got 2 or 3 associates.
He brought one of his associates, actually, just to learn. And that's the best thing.
And they're blowing it up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing
And in
it.
this community, it's like we're willing to help each other. Yeah.
My invitation would be, if you're a dentist right now, or you're getting ready to graduate and you're thinking about going into private practice, and you want to work with a group that's going to not only develop your professional skills, your treatment skills, but equally develop your business skills, like teach you how to grow and scale, start, grow, scale, and create massive value in a practice. Working harder versus smarter makes no sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We did the harder part, man. It
Yeah.
did not make any sense.
You
Those
can-
first 3 years, we
Yeah,
probably
we-
slept on the sofa in
we
900
cried a lot.
days. Out of those 3
Oh my
years.
God.
But that's where the strategy comes in, right? And my example was always my mother. She is the hardest working person that I know, but she was never able to build. She has nothing to show for it nowadays. And that was my example. It's just, I realized that you do need to get connected with the right people. You do need to have a strategy. And why not shrink the time? Am I a competent person? Are we competent? Yes. But it's going to take us time to make those business mistakes that you probably already have many times. Why not learn from somebody who's done it before? You know, join the group. It's a large group at this point. We're all doing well. We're all willing to help each other. Why not?
Yeah, and so this is kind of our informal announcement. We'll be making a lot of noise, but we are definitely launching our national DSO.
Yep.
And the 10X brand is going to bring in, and we already have so many phenomenal dentists, but we're going to bring in this dental community, and we're going to teach people to absolutely crush it, but not just for themselves, but teach them how to crush it by developing team members that want the docs to succeed as well.
Yeah.
And this is what you guys have been able to do. So not only are we going to be able to teach them treatment protocols, we're going to be able to teach them how to present cases to get better yeses,
Yep.
higher yeses, and then how to fulfill the promise and the commitment on those cases, and then how to structure and build a massive business around their brand and around the community, the commitment to the community to serve the community. And I'm so excited about this because I've been excited about the dental space
Me
for a
too.
long time.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that have come in and made a lot of money in the dental space, and unfortunately it ain't the dentists.
Yes.
That's-
And that's the biggest issue that we have, and the quality of care. For me, it's the quality of care. It's like you expand scale, keep the quality of care. It's the patient that's helping, feeding the business. And what I see and what we've seen with a lot of those businesses that taken over by corporate America and all this stuff, the quality is just not good. Then they're coming into the office and we're known as a dumping ground. They come into the office and now have to fix everything. I don't mind fixing it, but we got to keep the quality there, and that's easy.
So let's go. If you're an independent practice owner, if you're a dentist or you have multiple locations, or maybe you have 10, we have a few that have 10, 15, 20 locations. If you want to get big with a group, a forward-thinking group of dentists, ethical, moral, intelligent, crushing it in their own business as an example for you of how to do it. If you want to be part of a group that's going to bring this technology, bring this methodology, bring this leadership skill set to you, then you need to not only listen to this podcast, but you need to reach out and talk to us, because this is an announcement, a special PSA. Straight from the B. Dawson show,
right.
we're open for business. And if you're a dentist and you're not already working with us, you need to work with us. We're going to tell you exactly how to find us and get involved, and we're going to start setting phone calls up. We're going to start bringing people in. We've got so many great doctors that you get to meet. We've got so many great partners that run practices you get to meet. This is going to be a community thing, and it's going to be in the right place with the right people for the right reason with the right values. And if you want to be a part of that, then you need to be a part of this.
Absolutely.
Yep,
I agree.
I agree.
How excited are you guys?
Super excited, man.
We're going to
Love
crush
it,
it.
brother.
And you guys are coming to Florida. We're going to open up our
Yeah.
national training facility here in Florida. These guys are going to run it, which makes me unbelievably excited to have you guys as partners.
Oh, we're excited.
This will be
Appreciate
so
it.
much fun.
Yeah.
Dr. T's stoked. All our docs are stoked.
Yeah.
It's just fun. This removes some stresses from the business, where we collectively work together for the aim, purpose of just, we're not just at DSO, right? It's like you said, we have the ethics, we have the morals in there. So it's not going to just be all about the money. We're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and in fact, our DSO is going to be owned by our doctors.
Yep.
So instead of owned by investors or outsiders or financial people, we're creating this from my mouth to your ear. This is our strategy. And we know this is going to work because we're already doing it. But we're going to create the first ever national DSO that's owned by a majority by all the docs, not the financial people, the docs. If you want to be a part of something this industry's not seen yet and create massive value while you're actually doing things better for the patients, better for your teams, better for you and your family. Hey, look, the most important thing for us is building relationships in the dental community. If you're a doc and you're frustrated, you're not hitting your personal, professional, financial goals, you're frustrated because you're not helping your team hit your goals, here's what I promise you. We've reverse engineered thousands and thousands and thousands of businesses from $100,000 all the way up to $100 million, all the way back down to $100,000. We know what you need to have in place, when you need to have it in place, where you need to have it in place, who you need to have it in place with. We already have reverse engineered, and we know how to do that from a single location to thousands of locations across so many different businesses. If you want to learn how to grow and scale working smarter, not harder, you want to create massive value, you need to understand how our break points work. So break points are a moment in time where the business breaks and slides backwards. If you can avoid the mistakes that cause your business to slide backwards, and you can accelerate through those moments that you're at risk, you'll create massive value faster, gain more confidence, and show your team you're more serious and give them confidence because you know what you're doing as a business owner. So if you want to understand how to avoid the break points and how to accelerate creating massive growth, you need to let us show you exactly how to do it, and we're going to make it easy for you. If you go to cardoneventures.com/dental, cardoneventures.com/dental, you can take our Breakpoints assessment quiz. It'll show you exactly why you might be struggling in your business. And if you're not struggling, but you just want to get massively bigger, it'll show you what you need to have in place in order to get bigger. So go to cardoneventures.com/dental, cardoneventures.com/dental, and take our Breakpoint quiz and see where you stand against the opportunity to create massive value faster. cardoneventures.com/dental. So look, guys, I really want to tell you how much I appreciate you being here on the B. Dawson Show, talking about how we're going to dominate the dental space, creating a DSO owned by doctors, for doctors, to crush not only the business opportunity, the cultural opportunity, the financial opportunity, but to take back control from all these Wall Street guys making all this money so the dentists can actually get paid for the work that they're doing. What say you guys?
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, can't wait. Let's go.
Yes.
Are you going to be a part of this or not? We'll see you on the next episode of the B. Dawson Show. And if you're a dentist and you want to figure out how to work with us, go to cardoneventures.com/dental. And for the rest of you, we'll see you on the next episode of the B. Dawson Show.